What's the deal? It's Kill. I'm back again with another video. This one is Stephen A. is still annoyed about AD. Why are we ignoring the zero? Yeah, I don't. Let's just see what he say, man. I ain't really got no comments for this one. I just really want to see what he about to say. Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, leave a comment if you wish. Let's get it.
Smith and ask, is it sustainable? This seems to be the plan, Darvin Ham said, for the rest of the season for LeBron James to play in this minute range. Is that sustainable for the Lakers with their lofty goals?
I don't believe so. I think that when you look at the roster, it's great that they kept the team in place. We understand that. If D'Angelo Russell is still there, Tamura is still there, and what have you, Vanderbilt, other guys. But at the end of the day, it comes down to Anthony Davis. And unless you play LeBron James, the more you're going to have to rely on Anthony Davis. Injuries is one element, okay? The other element is that, remember, I call them Six Flags. A great adventure, roller coaster, 41 game, 11 another in the postseason. You sat up there, you showed up, you got swept in the postseason, the Western Conference Finals. You go into the offseason, you're chirping about how Denver talks smack about you. You're telling the world that you can't wait to get your hands on them. And then you open the season and you go scoreless in 18 minutes. Anthony Davis's A game, his A game is a top 7 talent on the planet. How in God's name could you sit up there and go scoreless and not even attempt a free throw in the entire second half? That's the nonsense that we're talking about here. That cannot happen. And if it's going to happen, it don't matter how many minutes LeBron James plays because they're going to go home early anyway.
How many years are you going to be surprised at the same thing?
Wait, it's not about surprise. It's about annoyance.
But how many years are you going to be annoyed?
I'm going to be annoyed
The
a lot.
Lakers have to accept what they see. This is 11 years. What the years Anthony Davis in?
That's so true, though, man. Like, before he went to the Lakers, before he got injured, AD was the only, like, he was like one of the most feared people in the NBA. Like, at his top A game, I don't even think Giannis could stop him. But he ain't been that in a long time.
I think it's 11.
Okay. The inconsistencies are part of the consistency of who he is. We sat there and we talked about this every week last year. He's up, he's down. Okay, he's up, he's down. That's going to happen. If Darvin Ham's plan for LeBron James is great. I don't know, Stephen A., if that's going to be enough play. But you can't have LeBron James out there playing 35 minutes. That is not going to work. He is not going to be healthy in May when you want him to be if he's playing 35 minutes a night now at 39 years old. Not happening. So Darvin Ham's plan sounds like a smart one to me. I know LeBron's going to push back. He's great. Of course, great players push back on things like that. But this notion that Anthony Davis has now somehow become a paragon of consistency is insane.
Okay. Two things. I worked for a team last year that Anthony Davis was the best player in the series. He was. When the Warriors lost to the Lakers, he was the best player in that series. So that's why you're frustrated. But that's why you're also saying, I'm done with this. But it's what he can be that is bothersome. It's what Anthony did. He should have been an MVP. He has the talent to be an MVP. He has the talent to dominate on both sides of the ball. But yeah, you don't score in the second half, you lose. You lose by 15. On LeBron, this is the issue with LeBron. You know what the plan's going to be? The plan's going to be whatever LeBron wants the plan to be. There is no plan because when he said, I guess I'm okay with it,
That's what LeBron said.
doubt. LeBron,
Questioning.
he's got to say, I'm okay with it. Or if he wants to, off record, I'm not okay with this.
Okay.
We need a new plan.
But Darvin Ham did a great job last
He did
year.
a great job, but the bottom line is this. He's okay with it until he's not. We know LeBron James is going to change his mind at some point. And when he changes his mind, the Lakers are going to capitulate. But let me get back to Mr. Wilbon here. Because Bob Myers, the rookie that you are, I want you to get yourself accustomed to the nonsense that I got to deal with here. Okay? Yes, I'm annoyed. Look at me, Wilbon. None.
I know you're
None.
annoyed.
As in zero. None. Not a field goal. Not
Stephen
a
A.,
free
you can
throw
ask for
attempt.
all you want.
A free throw
You
attempt,
can
Mike.
ask for consistency all
I'm not
you
asking
want
for
from it. Yes,
consistency.
you are.
The zero?
You want Anthony Davis to be what Bob said, which is an MVP, which means you got to do that. I don't know, at least 50 to 60
But
times
zero.
a year.
Bob, help me out
Stephen
here.
A.,
Zero.
It's not
Zero.
happening.
There's a lot
Come
of
on,
NBA
man.
players that are extremely talented. This is what Anthony Davis has, and this is what LeBron has done. Hey, AD, we need you to score more than 0 points. That can't happen anymore.
Right.
Now, what I would be frustrated by is you picture that conversation happening, and then the next game he does the same thing. You can't have that.
Right.
Now, that's one game. That's one game.
He'll
I'm
do
sure.
it in 2 games.
Well,
He'll be great in the next game. We've seen this pattern.
but here's the problem. In the Western Conference this year, you cannot give
right.
away any
There's no
games.
margin for error.
There
You
is
can't.
none.
But it doesn't
Totally
bother.
agree with
But
you.
I'm talking to basketball people here. Are you telling me that y'all heard this man chirping all off season about how badly he wanted?
Why did you pay attention to that?
Excuse me.
I learned from the
Wow.
best, one of the
Time
greatest
out.
columnists in the history of
hold on.
sports writing.
Hey, let me ask you a question.
So stop that.
Let me ask you a
Go
question.
ahead, Bob.
Your Knicks, right?
Yes.
That's your team, right?
Yes.
They can trade for Anthony Davis. You're saying don't do that deal?
I'm not saying that at all.
Well,
That's not what I'm talking about.
That is
I'm
what you're
sa-
talking. Do you
I'm
want
saying-
him on your
I'm-
team?
Of course I do.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, my God, in his sleep on his knees, he can score 2 points. Zero.
Apparently not.
That's not it. It's not 0, right? He's not 0, is he?
That's
Is
0
he
in
a
the second
0?
half.
In the
Zero
second
in the
half.
He did that last. That's not who he is. Is he?
What I'm saying.
Well, some nights he
It can
is.
never
That's
be
exactly
that.
who he
It
is.
can never be that.
How about reasonable expectations? Does either of you reasonably expect Anthony Davis to be a consistently great player night in, night out,
No.
without these dips? Okay.
No, but I don't
All right.
expect 0.
Well,
Why are you ignoring the 0?
Because we had this conversation during the playoffs last year. Not in your series, but in the Denver series. Stephen A., we can pull the tape.
Yes, when he dropped 40 and then came back and dropped 11.
Yeah.
Yes, but it was 11, not 0.
Stephen A., the issue with the Lakers is this. How much are you going to demand from LeBron? And I know LeBron, great players always want to do more. Look, I was in Washington when Michael Jordan had the injury season
Sure.
in Washington where he looked, for him, mortal at 38 or 39 years old and could not do that. He played all 82 at 40. But you can't expect that volume of minutes out of LeBron. And LeBron may have to learn this the hard way. He's not going to be able to produce that on command like he has for 20 years. Come on, y'all better have some reasonable expectations about this stuff.
I mean, you do have a drop off eventually, but LeBron been looking like the exception to age for the past few years. But I mean, eventually it will fall off. He has dropped off a little bit. I mean, he did break the scoring title last year, but yeah, you can't run 100 miles an hour for all your whole career. You're gonna drop off eventually, and at this point, it still looks like AD is sometimes he. But hey man, that was a thought-provoking video. I'll see y'all in the next one.